it's not that you don't understand. You have the intention to try to paint this poor me picture right now. You're doing the domestic job.
No. I'm just saying
No, you're the one who said that you can't find a job. It's not easy to find a job because this is not Sydney. That's why I asked you, why didn't you go to the central Sydney to find a job then? Why are you questioning me back again? Why do you need to go Sydney?
No, because in Sydney, this just happened. I just got it just because it just happened. I have no expectation. In Sydney, everything needs resume, and I don't think
Any part-time job going to supermarket to do a cashier job don't need a proper resume, right? Just a very basic one will do, isn't it?
I don't know in here. I'm not confident working in.
It's not confident. You don't want to bend. Your pride doesn't allow you to be at the cashier serving other people. That's your problem.
I'm not confident in my English really. Because
when you can't use that you're not confident in your English. Okay, first thing first, when you do report on anyone or when you want to question anyone, you don't have problem with your English. Secondly, at the cashier, you don't need to talk much other than welcome, thank you, this is how much you need to pay. What does that got to do with your English right now? I don't understand.
Because people will ask many items. I really,
So you're telling me you don't want to learn, is it? Because anyone who's in a new job, going to a cashier or anything, yeah, you just need to learn the product, how the product is called, anything. You just need to learn. Do you think when I go back to Singapore, I don't have to start all over again? I don't have to learn? What excuse is that? It doesn't valid. Why are you still giving excuses? Do you ask yourself why? Your husband can travel 2 hours out. Your son have to travel 2 hours out because you want to stay in Central Coast. And you can't do that. You have nothing to say? Or you're just trying to play silent right now?
No, because I tried to explain to you, this opportunity just came out, so I took it. It's nothing. I don't really plan because when it comes, it just comes. I just took it. So I really can't tell you that I didn't want to go. If I really can't find anything, I might still have to go to Sydney. But for now, at least I can have some pocket money. I can pay back whatever I need to pay back. That's what I'm trying to do.
Did you even send your resume out in the first place?
Huh?
Did you even send your resume out in the first place to Sydney area to look for a job?
I don't know what can I look for. What job can I look for in Sydney?
Any job you can do, no? Whether do you want to bend down to go to do that kind of job that you so-called maybe is belittling yourself. Your pride still can't take that kind of job. That's why you're not looking for those jobs. Even if you get this job, do you find alternative? Because you say this is temporal.
No, this is gonna be a long term because there's a regular clients. So yeah,
anyway, you just reflect on your own intention of why you want to do this domestic cleaning thing in the first place, and why not traveling out to Sydney to work.
Yes, I was reflecting. Sometimes the thought just keep come and go, and yeah, when they come out, I feel very bad that what I did to Joala, to Hanuman, to everyone. Before I didn't really pay attention to Joala, and there was a time when the Kavita was mentioning Jabin and Clarito can be a pair. And I was somehow I feel very jealous and start to pay attention to Jabin at the time. She hasn't joined anything yet. She was volunteer for the stand, and she seems very keen. But sometimes, because I also feel she's being arrogant from my perspective, from my perception, and sometimes she will give me suggestions which I could not accept because she think everything is easy to do. At the time, I was really trying hard to get the cosmic try everything running, but it's not many process coming up, and she just easy. You just do this, that. So I told her it's not as easy as you thought. I think there was the talk before in front of Lake Kavita, and Lake Kavita told me I shouldn't talk to her like that. So I wasn't very happy about her. And then when she joined the FIT program, practitioner training FIT program, I didn't like her. Just when she was in the volunteer in the stand, I will try to pick her mistakes, and I try to isolate her because I think she didn't know anything and she didn't know what to say. So I will make complaint to Clarito at the time. I told her she didn't know anything and she just not dressing properly because she was dressing all black at the time. I was mentioned in the meeting to all the volunteer address that we should not wear all black when we in the stand. And I sometimes purposely ignore her in the stand, just isolate her. And when she joined the program, I just can't see her. I don't know what this time I see. I feel like she's just from my eye, in my eyes, she's being arrogant. And then when we have come back 2015, the FIT meeting, and because we talk about the vision in Australia, and then I was dominant. Of course, I want to try to. It was a tiny, at the time, Hanuman, CN, and yeah, we're talking about what we would do, what we can run the event in for the Australia. We talk about maybe Melbourne, Brisbane, and we can go to different cities. And then because I was imposing my plan, like I wanted to do it a certain way, and then I think at the time, because most of the time Hanuman was like he would agree what I said, and I think at the time she was saying some feedback or something, and somehow there's an argument just coming out. She's studying there's of course it must be something she didn't agree. Cause I can't remember detail because it was long way back. And she was she was very upset, and I think she cannot control her. He's angry, and she just left. She said I can't. She didn't like the group energy, something like that, and then she left the place. We were very upset, and then we get Cian to talk to her. So Cian created a group, the chat, and just tried to clear out the air. And then at the time, I didn't play big. I was listing out all the things that she didn't do properly in a long message, and I was asking Hanuman to edit for me. So in a way, he will sign me what I said, and in a way, he'll be. So we send a message to in the group chat that four of us.
Sorry, Kumar, I think I have to stop you for a while. First, there's a few questions I have for you.
Yeah.
First is when you said that when you first saw that she was Jwala and Hanuman was told to work together, you were feeling jealous, right? You were saying you were feeling jealous of Hanuman and Jwala. You
That's
first
right.
heard about it.
Voila, yeah.
Yeah. So why, from where you're feeling jealous? Because you're a married woman. So why are you feeling jealous over them working together? I don't understand. Where is that coming from?
Yeah, because that was before, I think, the year before, 2013. 2013. Yeah, I also mentioned the confession, a written in a Newcastle event, because in 2013, I tried to perform. I tried to show I know how to run events, and so when I went to the tribe meeting, and I did my observation, so I feel at the time CN and Ilya, Ekta, they run the cosmic tribe, but I think they didn't do as my expectation. Like they didn't. I feel they didn't address the talk in the meeting properly, and they because I don't think they have make any report about the energy exchange. I think they just take the money, and I don't know what happened with the money. So I mentioned the issue to my concern to Lake Vita, and at the time, I think Lake Vita was mentioned that, and I think so they got some ego bashing, or I don't know how to call it. That they got thought of in a way, or and then I think there's some they probably I would guess they didn't want to talk to me. So in the between in that at the time that they didn't they feel like feel like I was speaking, and I don't know. So
But at
in
that
the
point in time, you actually have this ill intention to badmouth about them, isn't it? You want to make them look bad. That's your intention, right? So you have to talk about your intention. No, you can't just talk about an incident that happened. What was your intention behind saying all those things? Why
yeah,
do you do it in the first place?
yes, I was well, at the time I thought I was doing the right thing to make the event look better, but also have the intention to make them look bad. Yeah, to badmouth them.
So
So
why are you doing that? Why?
so I to show I know better, to show I know what to do. So I can like that shows I'm better than that I can do better than what they're doing. Just to show off myself.
How are you gonna be better than them? What do you plan to do actually to be better
Yeah.
than them?
Yeah, so after that, in the Newcastle, we had a meeting about cosmic trial. I make a proposal to Shrima Shiji, saying, like, give the format, not format, like what we should do. Like, um, I think there's a paper proposal, and I read out to Shrima Shiji saying we should. I designed some simple questionnaire. So after the meeting, everyone would write the feedback, and then also mention the energy exchange should be recorded. and like every step in detail I present that. And after that, at the time, because they back off and Nathan put his hand up, and in the meeting Shima asked, at the time was Clarito, Hanuman to help him with the organizing the Cosmic Tribe. So this is the Newcastle event. Because in the Newcastle event, at the time there was some talk like in the TP, like a meditation 2 sessions. Shima Shiji was giving Sian the script, but Sian didn't pass on to me. And Shima was asking the day before, I didn't know. So she got scolded again. And so there are 2 sessions. One session, I think Sian and Ekta, they host the session. And another session, I think just by myself. So, but then Hanuman turned out to support me, and I feel like, oh, he's really supporting me, and I feel really touched in a way. I said, oh, he's a nice person, and he supported me. That's when I pay attention to Hanuman. And because at the time on the same trip, Nathan was there, and at the time they were talking about the twin flame thing, because he and Sherry are the twin flame. They were talking about at the time Ned and her husband's a twin flame. And that's why I thought, oh, I don't know if me and Clarito at the time. That's just in my head. And I have this sort of I don't know, this soul company, this concept of soul company. So I know I'm married, so I can't do, I won't do, but in like souls, like a spiritual, this connection level, I thought, oh, it would be good to have a company and it can do work, do things, work events, do some volunteer work together. That was my thinking. And so I feel like I want Hanuman at the time Clarito to be my soul company. So I feel like he should be my soul company only. So when that thing talk about being at the time in Clarito, somehow my jealousy was triggered very strongly. I don't, it just like
So at that point in time, you already feel that Hanuman is yours. That's why you feel this jealousy there.
I would say, yeah, otherwise I wouldn't feel. I feel like he's my soul company and I want to have him with me. That's why I have that reaction. Yes.
So how do you work your way and plan to make Jwala and Simran look back, and how do you exploit them?
Cause Simran, Sian, because from the beginning she didn't really follow up what she needs to follow up, and I pick up her job, the whatever needs to be done, and I will make complaint to Hanuman, because I didn't make complaint to other. I only make complaint to Hanuman. So make he feel like other volunteer at that time, they didn't do much, and I'm only the working hard person. And yeah, because at the time as young, she didn't follow up much, or if she follow up, I will pick like make her look like she can't do things properly. I'll picking on her. So in the reply email, if she send an email, and I'll reply back with revised version that I did to show I can do better than she did, in a way to put her down. Yeah, because at the time only, because we had the another fit training in late 2013. That time Simran was there, but not Joala yet. Joala was only a volunteer, and I tried to just try to avoid her before she joined the fit training. She tried to be in the event, trying to. I think she was the practitioner. Tried to say something, but I always was just picking on her and just have a war with her. Yeah, so
So basically, you're saying that you provoke her to react to you, right? So that you can act like a victim.
provoke.
Yeah, you provoke her so that you can look like a victim because she's the one who's going to be, or anyone who's going to be aggressive towards you, you can act like a victim, right? So that was your intention, so that you can look like a poor me thing in front of everyone and gain sympathy.
Yes, especially when I know. I think because when in the restaurant incident, I knew when I know she has this this weakness, like her temper. So I will use that as my as my, what do you call? For me, it's like a weakness. I use it to plan make my plan, like to make her trigger her anger, so make her look like she is not able to control her temper. Because I will, in a meeting, I will disagree what she say most of the time. And when she wants to do something, I will try to stop her or just disagree. Just like I don't like what she has suggested. So give her frustration, and she will feel like she can't really do anything, or she'll feel like, oh yes, the group energy is no, it's like this. Yeah, because I already would um before meeting, I will talk to Hanuman a few things. Sometimes we have, because we talk most of the time, so Hanuman would know what's the way I want to do things. Yeah, so sometimes Hanuman would jump in just to support my argument, and they will come up with they will have argument.
But I think you didn't come clean that how did Hanuman jump in to support you, like how you say it, but it's more like you poisoning him and you kind of influence him so that he become your support, isn't it?
Yes, I feel his ears from time to time, the way I want it. So he make it like as a reasonable thing to follow. And so when I disagree in a meeting, then sometimes it's not everything, because sometimes Hanuman to come back to me to have an argument with me because of he doesn't agree what's. Sometimes he will support Jola and Simran. He will come to me. We'll fight.
So what would you do to him then if he doesn't listen to you?
Yeah, we fight. Just we have argument. We'll have argument because I want to prove I was right.
But
Because
behind his back, what do you do? Behind his back, you have done something, right?
I behind his back, I also will make complaint to others. I talk to you saying he just back mouthing him. He saying
You say that he's difficult to work with. He doesn't listen to you. He has to make you run all over after him. He doesn't respond. So these are all your things that you have tried to make him look bad, right?
yes, he didn't. I think that is a little bit different. That not respond is because I give him a lot of pressure, and I give him like force him to do the way I wanted to do. And sometimes he's very tired. He needs to work, but sometimes I want to finish the whatever I need to do. I will ask him to stay back, and so sometimes he didn't like it. He will feel irritated because when we're tired and forced to do something, he got irritated, and then sometimes he just ignore me, and that's why I will complain about that. So it was actually me pushing him a lot.
So basically, you don't treat him or respect him like a human at all, is it?
At the time, I was very keen. Of course, it's for my own ambition. I want to have performance, and I want to look good myself. Of course, for him as well, that we work very hard to get things done, to be in a good book. So that's I think I was ambitious and aggressive in that way. So I didn't treat him. I didn't respect him.
So you basically treat him like a slave. Why didn't you want to admit that?
Yes, I treat him as a slave.
So what other things have you done to the Sydney team?
Sydney team. So a few times Jola tried to do some work, but I would divert her to work with at the time Nikki short period of time she was in the feed program. And then when there's a meetup in Northern Beaches, I try to put them make them as like a pair, so I can continue to work with Hanuman. And I remember when you come, you suggest we can swap the hosting, and I give lots of excuses trying to co-host with Hanuman because that's just my territory thing. I want to keep it the way I want it, and so with Joala, pretty much for the Sydney, she was then work with CN for the meetup, but only after I think Shimashi asked Joala to look after the online cosmic satsang. So that's when she will get involved. But at that time, I didn't particularly support her. I just thought, oh, maybe that's a good way to go because I don't have to directly work with her. But I just basically, she did what she needed to do. And then later on, end of last year, there's a project. But I also tried to give her a hard time that I didn't want to. She of course she's very keen and she's trying to push it, but I because sometimes we have different ways of she tried to asked me, in a way she also pushing me to, because she take the role of the project leading, and then she tried to ask me to get the template down, but I feel the content should go first, so I try to like get back to her saying, oh, the content should be done first, like not trying to look out for a template, because I didn't want to I didn't want to be told by her what to do. So I give excuses and I said, oh, this is, you should get the content down first. And she has called many meetings to revise the content. And also I was saying there's too much meetings happening. And I was not active because I didn't really want to confront her in a way. Yeah, just keep distance with her. That's what. And of course, I can feel in a way she tried to push me to do something, but it's more like back and forth. I also try to avoid, yes, to do what she told me to do. So
You ever
then
try
she
to
got
belittle her because she's a single mom? Make her look bad just because she's a single mom, or say that making use of her position as a single mom and pull her down?
Oh yeah. I would say because she's a mom, she cannot travel, but she doesn't have time to. That's why I told Hanuman in a way, feel his ears, so he will think. Sian and Jabin, Jola, they need time with family. They can't involve as much. And I will try to show I sacrifice my own time with my family and spending more time for cosmic fusion because I can stay up late and do the work. Then in that sense, I was using that as just to make look like they have family, they can engage as much as I did. That's how that's what I did. I said to Hanuman to make it look like that way, but I don't know how the fact. I don't know because it's just my perception, and I'll make him believe that way. And yeah, I think then Cindy, and also yes, in the embrace life, I try to make it difficult for everyone. I create spreadsheet, and everyone had to engage the client, and then I put the spreadsheet. Say, oh, whoever engage the client to put the initial. But sometimes it's very hard because sometimes we can more than one talk to one visitors. And I was expecting everyone to do it my own way. And I think there's once when Mala was talking to a client and give demonstration, but in the end, have found Jola put her initial, and I make it a big. I make it's like I can pick on her, so I make it like a big thing. So I said, oh, she's I'll mention that she's doing that. Yeah, and also try to question her in the meeting and in the gathering, and at the beginning she tried to divert. She didn't want to, she just would say something else, but I really pushing her, question her, and irritate her, so she got upset again. In a way, I was trying to evoke her like temper to be out of control, because I was really pushing her to admit what she did. But that's
How
actually what because just want her to do the way I wanted. Everyone, I mean the Sydney, yeah.
how do you use like financial condition to also throttle Joala as well?
Truck.
How do you use the financial issues to control Joala or to make her feel bad or belittle her? How do you do that? How do you slowly drive her away with all these financial issue thing?
Yeah, I would ask everyone to make contribution as an equal share. Because I feel if we all fits in a cine event, we should equally share anything. And so, so if she hasn't able to contribute, and I will sort of maybe trace after her saying, "Oh, can you make contribution and this and that?" So financially, yeah, I ask everyone for contribution for equal.
No, how do you make this financial thing an issue for her that eventually she feel that either she's useless or she's not contributing towards Cosmic Fusion? You're planting this doubt in her that she should leave Cosmic Fusion. So how do you use this financial thing to plant that doubt in her?
Oh, maybe I would display to her she need to contribute for the events, for the trips if we go different places, and make it difficult for her because she maybe it's hard for her to leave her daughter could go outside city area. But I think now we go after that we have some online events. So, but in a way, because if we plan to have other events in outside the Sydney area, then yes, everyone expected to contribute for the events, and I'll make it sounds like difficult. You're expecting to make a lot of contribution if you want to go a lot of different events, the physical events. Yeah, I think I make it look at that way. Yeah, that's what I recall. And yes, with Mala, with Mala, I think the first retreat, because she had the incident with the Mima Mahima, the healing after that. And so after that, she was quiet for a long time. At the time, we have tried to engage her, like have some Zoom call with her, but I think for the pretty 1 year, probably didn't only yes, I only go for her when they need contribution, because after the incident 2016, early 2016, and end of 2015, after I think the incidents after the years, so in that second half year 2015 and early 2016, because that Joella didn't active because of the restaurant incident. And so I was asking Mala to come and help with the event, and I asked her, I can't recall if Simran also did for the contribute for the events, and she will come to the events to support. So in a way engaging her, but also ask her to contribute for the event. And then I think it was after last year, she started to get involved with online cosmic meditation. Because she has a lot of internet access, the data problem. I offered her a few times the internet access, but then after I move out, maybe not as much. And I only focus on the running events in the Central Coast. And I pretty much engage Hanuman come here to support me. So I didn't engage Hanuman and Mala because they're actually very close to each other. And because we run the CBD meetup for 2 years, but in the end, somehow didn't many people turn up, and we unable to cover the, like each time we have to get like the venue high, we're not able to cover. So in a way, we pretty much lost all the time. So
yeah, but that one I
see.
clearly remember Shimashiji did advise you not to stay there, but you are just being stubborn. You just want to stay in that location when Shimashiji already told you to move out from there. We're not listening.
Yes, I didn't listen. I still keep going until I move out Sydney. But I didn't encourage Hanuman and Mala run some meditation in that area. But then was Joala talking about it. I was trying to get Joala and Mala running some, because at the time Joala was thinking to have a meditation group in Newtown. It's not far from CBD, and there's been discussion, talk about it. And I was also trying to give the pressure to Joala to ask her to look for the event so she can run with Mala. And then she said the venue was from her friend or someone she know, but then nothing happened in the end. I have to check the chat. There have been some discussion, because I also tried to I was thinking to have, because Mala, she said she want to go back to UK, so I was actually trying to tell Mala, why don't you do the online event too, so you can also have a client when you're back to UK. But Mala prefer the physical event. We have some discussion in the chat. But so basically, I've been very dominant. I want the way I want it. So pretty much everyone need to follow. I wanted to do in a way, like the big, like the direction, or I was in a way controlling. So even Mala wants to run physical, I will encourage her to run online. And yeah, so she probably not feel happy about it. And yeah, so I think that's why she come back talk to me sometimes very blunt, and also make it as if she talked to me must, because also there's once she was told off by me. She got very reaction by the initial, because when she put her initial, and I said, oh, you should also put mine, because I was also talking to the client, and she was very upset. I think maybe from that she didn't like me, I think, and that's why sometimes she will talk to me like very blunt. That could be the trigger, because I was pushing it to make her do my own way, and so because I make everyone feel like I know better, I can do better, and everyone need to feel my way or no way.